You're now listening to the Pitchside Peregrines podcast, your home for all things Athletic Club Boise.
All right, everybody, quick word from our sponsor, KJO Insurance. Look, being forced to rely on a GoFundMe might suck, but knowing you have a life insurance policy waiting for your family if anything happens, that doesn't suck. KJO makes it simple and affordable. Please DM at KJO Insurance with Pitchside or call 208-883-4800.
Welcome in, everyone, to this week's episode of the Pitchside Peregrines podcast. It's been a while. We are excited to dive into the last two games that AC Boise has played here at home against Forward Madison, and the first ever international friendly that Athletic Club Boise has taken part in. Before we dive into that, I just want to introduce myself. I am one of your hosts for today's episode, Elias. Alongside me in a beautiful salmon and dark blue kit.
See if my camera lets me do it.
Boom.
That tracks my face.
Yes. An Umbro Everton kit. This is Kyle, the other co-host for this podcast. We were super excited to get back in the saddle and talk about some AC Boise since it has been a little bit of a slow week or two.
Yeah, it's been weird. It feels like we haven't had. I know we had one break not that long ago, but this feels longer. This has been a weird one. We've had obviously Tormenta. It would have been just one game a week, but we had that midweek game against Sporting from Costa Rica. So that was a fun one. So yeah, I'm excited to talk about it.
Awesome. Well, let's just dive right on in. We had the pleasure of, you had the pleasure of watching Forward Madison at home against AC Boise, a match against the top of the table clash. One of the hottest, if not the hottest team in USL 1, and Forward Madison had gone near double-digit games unbeaten, and AC Boise got the better of them in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a spicy game to say the least. It was their players. Obviously, it was a great home win because Forward Madison did have. I think they had gone 10 unbeaten at the time, and I think they're still leading the points per game table. We haven't updated that in a little bit. But man, yeah, that felt good, especially after they had equalized. And again, we'll get into it more. But they had a player who. The player scored, taunted the fans. There's rumors he kicked the advertising board, but there's rumors that he spit on two of our fans, and that's not confirmed. That's just what was said. And then one of the other players was just running around doing this to all of our fans. So yeah, they deserved it.
It was well earned.
Yeah, it was a well earned. I love when that happens. I hate when players taunt fans. Do it after you win. Like, do it after you win.
Yeah.
Like, come on. We still had 10 minutes left, and so it's yeah, that felt good.
That was frustrating. Definitely for a fan. I mean, I couldn't imagine being a fan in the front row getting berated. It'd be one thing if maybe those fans were heckling that player the entire game, but I highly doubt there was that much heckling going on and more heat of the moment. The Forward Madison player just let out some thoughts that maybe
Boise fans, like, we're not known, like, I feel like we have a different experience as like fans. We're known as being loud as a whole. I think City Boise fans, like, we're known as being loud, but we're not known for being like nasty. Like, there's certain towns and certain fan groups that have a reputation for having this extra level of like just nastiness behind them, I guess. You think of like Philadelphia fans. In my mind, personally, I think of Reno fans, the UNR, or fans in Utah who I've had bad experiences with. Utah State and BYU, not just BYU. So yeah, I've had nasty experiences with those two fan groups. But Boise fans, I feel like we're not known for that. So the fact that these guys came out and kind of reacted as strongly as they did towards us, I'm like, yeah, you deserved it.
Yeah, especially after the maybe high tension of the 5-1 drumming that Forward Madison gave Athletic Club Boise in the first leg of this, I guess, home and away.
I wonder if it was almost them reacting towards our players. Maybe there's some stuff said on the field that they know that they can't come up to our players and do anything, but they can give it to the fans and know nothing can happen.
Yeah. Besides the point, I guess there was a game of soccer played here in Boise. The first, I guess, 30 minutes. I was in and out of watching this, so I can't maybe speak to it greatly, but nothing stood out in watching the recap or replay in those
No.
first 30 minutes, just kind of teams feeling each other out. I guess
Hmm.
before we go further, any good host should, I guess, talk about the lineups, at least on the AC Boise side of maybe eye-opening differences. I think,
No, yeah, yeah, no, on this one, this was like I think we had said that this was I guess this was as close to like a the starting 10 or the starting 11. Oh, it helps if I'm looking at the right game. I'm like, why does this lineup now look familiar? I'm looking at the wrong game. There we go. That makes more sense.
yeah, this
Um,
is definitely Nate Miller's strongest 11, I think, given
yes, yeah.
fitness. It's yeah. So I guess going through it, backline is unchanged at least at the start of the
Hmm.
game. Unfortunately, there was an injury picked up, but Kroll, Dengler, Yarrow with Cleaver and net, Mayaka in the defensive midfield role, paired with Charlie Adams with Nick Moon and Ricketts on the wings, wing back
Hmm.
positions with Dennis, Jesus, and Blake playing the front three. I guess
Hmm.
striker. I guess looking at average position, Jesus was the most forward player with Bodley and Dennis just right behind him. But
Hmm.
it's pretty fluid in who is.
Yeah.
It's not a traditional number nine role. It's more of just a front
No,
three.
no, I think that's just modern football. I think modern football is very positionally fluid. Players interchange and they roam all over the pitch. But this was the first game where it felt like we have 100% healthy team. Who's going to be the odd man out with the addition of Josh Yarrow? He kind of threw a wrench into things, and we've kind of seen the lineup change. But it was like, okay, we have Jesus is healthy, Blake is back. Who was going to be the odd man out? And I guess if I was to guess, that would be Nate Miller's. Hey, we have a playoff win now game tomorrow. He would probably put out that same lineup.
Mm,
Was it the lineup I was expecting? Not necessarily. I mean, it was yes and no. I did. We're still experimenting, or we're just committing to Blake as an attacking midfielder. He's no longer a wingback. Um, but I think that was the one toss up. That was one toss up, at least in my mind, where it was going to be. It's like, okay, so either Toomey's going to start and Blake's going to be on the wing and Nick's going to be on the other wing, or Blake is going to start and Jonathan Ricketts is going to start and Toomey will be on the bench. Those are the two players that most of anyone, and again, to no fault of their own, because even though those like Toomey didn't start, but he was first guy off the bench, other than
hmm.
the injured Jake Kroll. So it's like those guys, even if they're not starting, they're going to play every game. There's three players I feel like who do that, and that's Toomey. If they're not starting, they're coming on. That is Charlie or Dom, like one of those two. Who whichever one isn't starting, the other one's going to come off the bench at the 60th minute, and then that'll be Thomas and Jesus. I feel like so. Um, it's not to say that oh, you're on the bench now, be gone. We're never going to see you again. It's more of a hey, this is you're just the 12th guy, and subs happen at the 60th. It
Yeah.
feels like there's like two cutoffs. There's subs at the 60th minute, and there's subs at like the 75th and 80th, and then it's
Hmm.
and then it goes from
And
there.
then it's
So
Omar Yaya in like the
Omar
90th just to run
and Joe,
around.
yeah, Omar and Joe come on like the 80th just to like run at tired people. It's like, all
Yes.
right, you guys are both really fast, just go.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
definitely seems
exactly.
like it's I think we mentioned this again in our previous episode of Toomey and Thomas kind of have this relationship that they've built where they can understand each other and play off each other really well. And it seems like Dennis and Jesus are continuing to build that where it's at least in this game, the 66th minute, Toomey and Thomas came on for Dennis and Jesus. I'm not saying they're only paired together and they'll never break that pair, but the idea of having that strength in experience in USL one and championship level talent in Thomas and Toomey to come off the bench and play against players who have maybe more tired legs, and also
Hmm.
let Dennis have a break since he is one of the highest work rate, highest minute players on the team. It's a win-win. You
Hmm.
get both pairs, let's just call them, of great players onto the field, but also get to see how they work with the rest of the team. I
Yeah.
think it's pretty telling to the player Jonathan Ricketts that he has worked his way into the starting wingback role and pushing Blake into this forward midfield, attacking midfield winger position, whatever you want to call it.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, Blake did play that in college and in his early years with the Portland Timbers, so it's not like he's unexperienced in more of
Hmm.
attacking position and less of a wingback role. I think it fits with how the team wants to play and getting this best 11 players on the pitch at one time. It's what
Yep.
needs to be done.
Yep. Exactly. I think it's just getting the best 11. And again, I think we're spoiled. We are extremely spoiled with how strong, those probably like 13, 14 players are.
Hmm.
And so we're spoiled like we are. So which is why it's exciting to see us come into like a pretty good run of form, a few little random fall offs here and there, Greenville. But this was a good win. This was a good win for sure. But like you had said, we can kind of go back, I guess, into the game itself. Not a great. It wasn't a classic first half until
Mm-mm.
we got to and unfortunate for Jake Kroll to get injured. He has been a mainstay, and that is going to hurt if he is out for any significant period of time. I haven't heard any rumblings about what the injury is. He went off in about, I
It was
think
the
he
45th.
in the 45th. So we had 9 extra minutes. Musa came on, and I will say Musa did play well. I thought
Yep.
Musa hasn't played much, and when he has played, it's been in the midfield, coming on for Phillip just to give him some rest. Musa looked really good and really comfortable the rest of the game. But I know what felt good. I don't know if you saw the goal live, but it feels like that goal has been scored against us so many times. Like poor against Madison. Come to think of it,
Yeah.
against Madison in Madison, Dangler gave the ball away in a very similar situation, and and Ford Madison took advantage. Well, we returned the favor. I'm not sure which center back of Ford Madison gave it away, but Phillip intercepted the pass, danced around a little bit in the box, got past their whole defense, and then picked his spot. I felt like
Hmm.
him having the awareness to actually just like literally, he's like, oh, I have time to literally stop and pick a point on the goal and just hit that target, which was yeah, it felt good to have that happen to us, not against us for once. It feels like this season.
Yeah, it shows the talent that we've always spoken about in Philip. It's his second goal of the year. This one's probably the most, I guess, skill-driven goal, I would say. I guess one-on-one goal,
Yeah.
where I think it was assisted by Jesus, but perfectly split the defenders and it was a one-on-one and just went far post and beat the goalie. Got to celebrate with the luxury suites folks over there and just soak in the amazing goal that was to heading into halftime. 1-0. Again,
Yeah, he did a
besides
little
that,
Lambo leap, but without
yeah,
the leap. Just sit. He can just sit
sit on the
down.
board.
Yeah.
But besides that, I think the first half was just kind of teams feeling each other out, not wanting to make the first mistake, which in this case, Ford Madison was the first team to make a mistake. Heading into the second half, Boise came out of the gate a little bit with possession, and then it was all Madison for about 15 to 20 minutes from, let's say, the
Yeah, I will. I
50th
will.
minute.
I will say, just out of the gate, I thought Jesus scored like first minute. I thought he scored. He had a really good shot. I think if it's him, I think it's just one of those moments where Jesus probably thinks he scores that 8 times out of 10.
Hmm.
He got it on the right side of the six, or in between the 6 and 18 yard box line. So he's in the box, and somehow he put it past the far post. I think the entire stadium thought he scored. And it was right there and next to the river guard, and they were going crazy. I think they thought he scored too there for a second. So yeah, we should have been up 2-0 in the first couple of minutes.
Yeah, it's we can't score every shot, but to see that ability coming in from it looks like it was from a throw-in set piece,
Mm-hmm.
that Jesus can turn something maybe that non-threatening into something more
Yeah,
threatening.
he's so good. He's so
Um,
good.
the stadium at AC Boise doesn't yield itself well to long throw-ins with not a lot of space between the video board and the out of bounds line, but whenever we can get a throw-in and create something out of it, it's always entertaining and exciting to see and puts the opposition at weary of something being created out of nothing.
And talk about something created out of nothing. At the 52nd minute, we almost have a very AC Boise thing happen where we miss a chance, and then a couple minutes later, the opposition get score essentially from nothing. Cleaver came out of the box, like head the ball away, and he
Oh
headed it
yes.
straight up, and a Ford Madison player almost dinked it over. He did dink it over him, but Jake Dingler, the moment he saw that happening, he just went straight to the goal line and
Yeah.
he camped on the goal line. And if you have any person camp on the goal line, you hope it's someone who's 6'5". So yeah, Jake Dingler was able to head the ball away, but we almost had a another oh no
Another
from
stinker. Yeah, I just don't
another.
know what the Ford Madison player was thinking. I mean, I don't know if he just thought, oh, there's going to be no one back there. I can just lightly tap the ball and kind of moonball it in. Because if there was
Yeah,
any pace on that ball, I don't think Dengler could have made as
he
easy of a play on it. There was a
there
couple players
was
in front of him.
there was four. I'm counting them now. There was four players, so there was traffic.
Got it.
So rather than going through four players, he tried to hit over three, and then he hit the tree.
Yeah, he hit
And
Jake.
on his golf shot, he hit the top of a tree and it bounced back. So
Yeah, I did see that live, and I was like, "Oh no, not another goalie stinker, misreading the ball, trying to step out of their box and make a play, and
yeah,
just have that
especially given
happen."
how it would have been a bummer given how well he's played. Like he's had a couple really good games. Again, moments, but overall his performance has been pretty dang good. So that
Yeah,
just would have been a bummer. Like it just would have felt gross.
agreed, agreed. So, AC Boise weathers that storm. They make some subs and get in some fresh legs with Toomey, Dom Gasso, and Thomas Among. Come the 66th minute. Again, just kind of some back and forth play through the 75th minute.
Yeah.
Blake Bodley picks up a yellow in the 78th.
Hmm.
So getting close there on yellow cards. We can talk about this a little later in the episode, but I did do a deep dive into um, card punishments for players. So
Oh, for like the different types, like dissent or something like that, or what do you
just like
mean by like
how
different
many
types?
cards does it take to get a suspension within USL? We
Okay,
have
because yeah, I'm sure USL is different.
yes, than other
Other
competitions.
leagues that we're familiar with.
Yes.
Yeah. I
So
will say one chance that I think it was the 66th, another moment where the entire stadium thought we scored. Blake put a dime of a cross into the box, and Thomas, it was one of those really awkward heights where it's like you don't know if you should just like kind of like a half jump and put your foot out on it or like a diving header. And I think it was just a little bit awkward. Thomas didn't know which to do, and he decided to jump and try to put his foot on it. But again, really tough, like a brilliant cross, but it was an awkward finish, and Thomas just put it past the far post. And another moment, the entire stadium thought we scored, and we didn't. But it was definitely a difficult chance to finish. It was a difficult chance to finish, and it was a would have been goal of the week for sure, for sure.
yeah, it's always trying to capitalize on those positions. I think the sight lines at time, probably in any soccer stadium, uh, give the optical illusion that this ball is going straight into goal, but in reality, it's miles off. We
Hmm.
have to trust the river guard or the Lux boxes to guide the rest of the stadium, who have a better view of how on or off target it is. But even at times, they can get distracted. So. Um, but then moves to the moment we've talked about this game where Ford Madison turns pretty much nothing, I would say nothing into something. You could kind of sense that they were pushing to score. AC Boise challenged Aaron Edwards to shoot the ball, and he did, and
Yep.
he scored an amazing shot, amazing goal from well outside the 18-yard box.
Hmm. Yeah. It looked like, I mean, amazing shot. It looked like Cleaver's just planted to a spot where it's just like there's no way that's going in. He's never saving it. Like he's never getting there. That is just an incredible shot. And with you and Jonathan were out of town, so I brought my buddy Jacob and his daughter Presley, and literally as he receives the ball, I think me and one other person above me in the crowd were both saying, "Close him down, close the space, go get him, someone, go get him." And we just dared him to shoot. No one closed him down, and yeah, the dude. for a right. I think he was a right back playing on the left side. So I guess it kind of leads to him being able to cut in on his right foot and hit that. But incredible shot. Unfortunate goal celebration, but incredible shot.
Yeah, and maybe that is part of the reason for the celebration is he was subbed on 10 minutes prior and gets the infamous super sub goal and equalizer,
Fair.
at least in the moment, and just kind of can do what he wants. It was very much from watching on TV, unsportsmanlike and very much unwarranted by the player to be potentially allegedly spitting on people. I know at least in England that is for sure a ban for many games or 5 games, I think is what it was for Hannibal when he spat on a Leeds player or a
Oh,
Leeds
okay.
fan.
It was
But
five. It was
yeah,
five
five
for spin.
games. Yeah,
Dang.
five and a
Okay.
fine. But that was like clear and obvious spitting.
Mm,
We're not saying that Aaron Edwards did this. We're just hearing
that
potential
yes,
alleged things. So
yes,
we
exactly.
we hope it isn't the case, but if it is, that is just not
Yeah.
part of the game that we want to see.
No, because I mean, because then as a fan of that team, you're embarrassed. Obviously, he would be embarrassed, and it's just yeah, you just don't want it. It's a no win for anybody when situations like that happen because it hurts your reputation. Teams don't know how to respond because it's like, oh, it's their player, so you have to punish him. But like, how do you respond to that as a social media team? How do you, yeah? So difficult situation. So again, hopefully it has been investigated because again, it's a serious allegation. But given I think he won goal of the week, or at least or no, I think yeah,
I
I
think
think
the goal we're about to talk about one goal of the week
yeah,
this
never
week.
mind. I was like, wait, nope, never mind. I think we won goal of the week, but it wasn't second. It wasn't second for a long time.
Yeah, I think the goal of the week is a fan contest, and ultimately
Oh
AC
yeah,
Boise does have a lot of fans.
if
So
we like, how All-Star voting, like in the MLB, it's all
yeah,
fan,
or
like it's like
NBA,
yeah,
you can
yeah, yeah,
pump
yeah.
up whoever you want.
I think if we had an All-Star game, us and like Portland, the entire roster would just be like us in Portland, probably.
Yeah. Yep. You'd have to weigh it. You'd have to remove the total percentage that the fans have at that point
Yeah,
because you'd just be fielding an AC Boise versus Portland Hearts of Pine squad, maybe
yeah,
minus one or two team favorites across
yeah,
the league. So,
exactly.
but that was in the 83rd minute. And quickly thereafter, in the 85th, uh, Ford Madison tasted blood and was on the hunt again. Found the open player, but unfortunately the player slipped inside the 18-yard box. Would have had an amazing shot on target and just blasted the ball over the net. And immediately, Jonathan Cleaver gets a goalie assist. Noticed that Blake and Thomas
Oh,
were on
yeah,
a
hockey, a
one-on-one.
hockey seat. Yeah,
Yeah,
a hockey
hockey assist.
assist.
Sorry,
Yeah, yeah.
and just blasts a moon ball to where Blake and Thomas are running. Blake, or excuse me, Thomas. What was it? Blake, then Thomas, then back to Blake. It's like
It was just Thomas. They kind of did this little like interchange, like they weaved it in between each other, basically. But it was essentially a
a
cardinal
Madison.
sin. Yeah, it
Yeah, a
was a
Madison
cardinal
player
sin.
headed it into Thomas, and Thomas
What
found.
a pass! Holy smokes! Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
initially I keep rewatching it. I since we don't have a byline view, just being the purist I am, I wonder if Blake was just slightly offside on the layoff pass from Thomas, but it's
Mm,
neither here nor
I
there.
I've never even heard of anyone like contending that. But then again, we're not on the Madison boards. I guess. I
Oh
mean,
no,
I'm gonna try to pass it. or pause it.
yeah, slowing it down, it's close to say the least.
Oh,
It would need a VAR review to
it
say.
looks like I think the
I think the
Viking,
player who headed it
The
Played
Viking,
him on.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah, the
The great
Viking,
description, the Viking.
the Viking played him on side. Not the cardinal sin is always like as a defender, you never let balls like that bounce, and
Hmm.
I don't think he could have gotten there. And by the time he did get there to get under it, Thomas just kind of hip checked him, and I felt like made it really awkward for him to try and head it with any sort of power. So it just literally bounced off of his head, and Thomas again, man, Thomas just makes things happen. And
Yeah.
what a great pass. I mean, because the fear there is that you overhit it and you just hit it straight at the goalie, and he didn't. I mean, perfect, absolutely perfect chance and great finish. Yeah,
Yeah, I
it was a
think
great moment.
Blake, captain, my captain, he did what every captain needs to do. And if you're given an opportunity like that, the ball needs to end up in the back of the net. And Blake did just that and had quite the celebration to go afterwards. I don't know if that's his signature dance, kind of Dougie-esque
Yeah,
shake, but
I don't
I
know what
think
the
in his
kids
two
call it.
goals, both have been celebrated that way. So if that's what we're to expect every time Blake scores, I would love to see more goals scored by Mr. Blake Bodley.
Yep.
Just what a way to deflate any um, onslaught or to take the wind out of Ford Madison's sails,
Hmm.
just to immediately respond within 4 minutes of full game time, but in reality,
And
maybe two possessions worth of game
yeah,
time.
yeah. And the player marking Blake, who was tracking him, was the guy who scored for Madison. So
Even
that felt
better.
good too. He kind of got caught ball watching a little bit. He kind of held up his run, and then because I think he just thought the other defender was going to win the header, and by the time he realized he wasn't, Blake was gone, and he's not catching him. So yeah, that's a good moment too.
For sure. After that, kind of just AC Boise parking the bus. Some shithousery took place, resulting in a double red card or double yellow immediately for a forward Madison player. Philip Mayaka did also receive a yellow card
Hmm.
in this altercation, but it was just kind of the end of a game with a lot
Yep.
of high tensions. Uh,
Toomey did almost score a goal of the season. And the 89th minute, and their goalie did have save of the week for the save that he had against him. Um, Toomey just ran. He just ran right through the middle of the pitch, danced around
mm,
two Madison players, just did a little like late, looked like almost like a little lazy spin move. The again another moment. This is probably the third shot this game that everyone in the entire stadium thought it was in, and that goalie made a fingertip, yeah, incredible save of the week for sure. It was right at the 89th, and yeah, incredible save in all honesty. And to me, again, 98 times out of 100 he scores that, and that guy just got
yeah,
his got his little
we've
tippies on it.
we've said that a few too many times for Toomey this season, but hopefully one of
This
these
is not
times.
his fault. This is not his. He
No,
could
no,
have
I'm not saying that.
he
I'm
could
saying
have
there's
done
been a
nothing else. Yeah,
one-on-one
yeah.
where he sailed the ball over the net.
Oh, this is on target.
Yes, this was 100% the goalie. Can't stop that, but
Yeah.
would love to see Toomey get it in the back of the net sooner rather than
Yes.
later.
And
Um,
arguably one of my favorite moments is as you're watching that moment, I've never made this connection, and someone posted about it in the USL League One, like Reddit, I think Reddit, and they're like, you should Google it, but Thomas Mong runs like Antonio Rudiger, where he like gallops. He like does the and in the background while Toomey's making his run, you see Thomas Mong galloping in the background, like doing, and I'm like, I have laughed. I've probably
I
watched that
can't unsee
moment
this now.
5 to 10 times, and it is Antonio Rudiger like doing the gallop. I'm like, this is amazing. I
Yep.
love this so much.
We loved it. So game ends 2-1. The scuffle all kind of was a mashup of bodies
Yeah,
into
no
I think
kidding.
Thomas Among getting kind of leveled off of a contested header. Um, yeah, just everyone was pushing everyone, shoving everyone,
Yeah, it's a little
and
messy.
yeah, Toure, Kerfala Toure, I'm gonna guess
Hmm.
that's his name.
Yeah, you
Just had
nailed it.
some very choice and direct words for the head referee, and quickly got double shotgunned a double yellow. Get off the pitch immediately. Thank you very much. And once that red card happened, it was pretty much signed, sealed, delivered. Let's just
Hmm.
see this game out.
Somehow Thomas got leveled and nothing happened by the guy who scored number three. I just remember looking and seeing number three walking away from Thomas as Thomas is like rolling on the ground. No idea what happened, but
Yeah,
so who
there's a
knows?
lot of
It was a lot. There's a lot
moving
going
parts
on.
in that scuffle. Again, if VAR would have existed, things could have looked different with seeing an AC Boise player initiating this thing or that thing, whatever. We don't have it. We don't have to worry about it. I think the standout stat for me in this game is that Jonathan Cleaver did not have a single save. There was no shots on target for Forward Madison, according to SofaScore's box score. AC Boise the entire game had zero goalkeeper saves. um, to
Yeah,
11
I
shots.
guess Jake Dengler had the only save.
Yeah. So
He had the one save. He had the one save.
yeah, so it's either blocked shots or a goal, or yeah, you hit a tree that was just conveniently placed in the center of the pitch. So an
Yeah.
amazing 3 points at home, showing everyone at the stadium that they do have that killer instinct to claw back from
Hmm.
winning positions to see through the victory after maybe getting punched in the mouth a little bit there.
Yep. And we had a couple of follower responses to her story. Virgil doing front flips. Suffered towards the end, but showed determination, grit. Yep. I mean, yeah, that's something that we've definitely been starting to show towards this season. Um, I'm not even gonna try. Someone who's commented on a bunch of our stuff. Prednav 92. I never know if we're gonna lose it late or have another last second winner. Yeah, exactly. We are. I feel like we're a team who it's the roll of the dice. Like the
Yeah,
roll of
they
the
make you
dice is
have
all.
to watch the full 90.
Yeah, you have to watch the full 90 with
If you
AC
leave early,
Boise.
you
That's
never
for
know.
sure. And then Dennis just says unbelievable. Like
Yeah,
and yeah, exactly.
I don't know if that's a Kevin Garnett. Oh no, that's anything is possible. Never mind. But when I
Damn it.
hear that, I think of Kevin Garnett going, unbelievable. But neither here nor there. So
Man.
with that victory, that left AC Boise currently sitting fifth in the USL table, 21 games, 34 points, with teams above them and below them sitting around the same total games played. Really, Spokane and Chattanooga are the only two teams that have games in hand. So there's potential for us to drop down a position or two once they make up those game differences. But
Hmm.
it seems
Yeah,
the light for
the
having
play,
a
yeah.
home playoff game is not shut at
Oh,
all.
absolutely not.
And
No,
I think
absolutely not. It's
come
there.
this Saturday, which we'll talk about Knoxville's the second leg of our Knoxville match later in this episode. So please stick around. A win against that would really open up the opportunity.
Hmm. Absolutely.
But I did mention earlier, just thought I'd bring it up back up again about yellow cards, since one of our beloved players, or maybe the player who we frustrates us, but also we love the most, and Thomas Among did pick up his fifth yellow card in this match. So I was like, man, that seems just like a lot. When do suspensions start activating within the USL League One? So I did some deep diving, and according to the USL website, at 5 yellow cards, the player has a fine of an undisclosed amount, potentially. 8 yellow cards is the
That's
first.
a big deal for a
Yes,
USL player.
for sure. At 8 games, you'll have a game suspension and a fine, or 8 cards, excuse me. 11 is the next one with 2 games. 14 is the next one for a 3 game suspension. However, there is a good behavior initiative that if the player goes 3 consecutive games without a yellow card, they can appeal one of their yellow cards to have it removed.
Okay.
So I
Hmm.
haven't looked at Thomas's history to see if he had that maybe 3 game window of. Actually, let's look. Was there a 3 game window? Yes, there was. Yeah, so there's potential that he's truly at four yellow cards and didn't get the fine off this fifth one. But just keep that in mind. As for coaches, I couldn't find anything about that. I don't know if it's maybe the same thing because Nate Miller
Nate
also
Miller would
is.
be Nate Miller is flown by that. Oh
Yeah,
my
he's got
gosh.
three, four, five, six cards through all competitions reported. I feel like they're missing a few. Honestly, it's we
Goodness.
love a fiery head coach who will fight for his players, and I'm sure the players appreciate that too. That when something is missed, that Nate Miller lets the fourth official or whoever maybe know a little too much. So
Hmm.
I guess with that, we can talk about the first ever international friendly that Athletic Club Boise participated in here a week from us recording back on the 12th. I was unfortunately still unable to go, so Kyle will kind of be guiding me through the game
Yeah.
since this was an international friendly in a third tier soccer league. So there's not much statistics or any information besides if you were there, you know what happened. So
Yeah,
Kyle, the floor
exactly.
is yours.
Basically AC Boise won. um, no, for a game that I wouldn't expect. I honestly would not have expected many. Um, Yeah, it was well attended. It was surprisingly well attended for a friendly. It was cool to see there's a decent little contingent of sporting club fans in the beer garden. So there's probably 12 of them, which was cool to see, which is definitely cool to see for sure. Those guys have obviously come a long way. So it was a surprisingly strong lineup. I think I expected more, a little bit more squad rotation, but then it also exposed how not deep our roster is. It's like, oh,
Hmm.
we don't have as large of a roster as I thought. So it was a strong lineup. It was the return of Joseph and
Hmm.
Endema, which was I loved it. It was great to see. A couple other guys who started who don't typically get starts. Musa, Keegan, Joe, Omar. Um, but overall, it was still a pretty strong lineup. It was not a classic. You could kind of tell guys were not a lot of people trying not to get hurt.
Yep.
Was probably the big point. Um, Very very tame first half. Really, I brought my brother-in-law Todd to the game, who is his first game, and I didn't apologize, but I'm like, yeah, AC Boise games are a little bit more exciting. Usually, there's a little bit more happening for sure. Um, and I think right after I said that, we scored our first goal. Which I think we went up 1-0 in the first half, and then yeah, really, I know I think Costa Rica, the Sporting Club, I think they had one shot on goal, which was a free kick in the second half, and Endema honestly saved it really really well. So it was not a game that many people will remember as a classic for sure. Obviously, it's just a friendly. It was cool to see a team from a different country. Probably the best moment by far was Benny and Yao got to play. I was
Yeah.
so excited for Benny and Yao.
The man,
Hey,
the man, the myth,
the
what
government plant,
mythical creature do we want to compare him to?
the government psyop them. Like, is he a plant? Like who? Like what is happening?
Yeah,
Um,
he's not just a person who shows up in the social media
yeah,
department for Athletic Club Boise's Instagram posts. He
I
actually
think.
plays soccer.
And I think I was so excited because I hear nothing but how much everyone likes him and how much of a nice person he is and how much he is just like he's a great teammate. He's a good person to have in the locker room. So like that's a person you want to see succeed and play. So I was bummed with how little he played. I think we had 3 minutes of extra time and he came on the 90th. Bummer. I would have, especially because right before that, our back line consisted of Jake Dingler. No, not even Jake Dingler. It was Hayden Sargis in the middle of the back three. Blake Botto, who was playing left center back, and Dominic Gosso was playing right center back. So I'm like, why? And
What's going
then,
on
and
here?
then Benny Meow didn't even play center back. He played right wing back. I'm like, what is going
Hey,
on? What is going on? And I
give him
will, I
some
will,
minutes.
I will say this: I was Hayden Sargis played great. Hayden Sargis played really well. Musa had a good game, quiet game, but Hayden, he because you saw it in the middle of the back three, you're going to be busy, and he was busy, and he played really well, distributed the ball really well. So did Joseph and Dema. Played so the two guys who have kind of been the most, I guess, kind of swept away with the season.
Hmm.
They played really well. Uh, so that was really nice to see. Again, it's just a friendly, but it was still great to see them play and play well.
Yeah.
Benny Niao, I wish he would have played more. I think he might have been. It looked like Dan Byrne. I didn't know Benny Niao was so tall. He looked like Dan Byrne playing left back for Newcastle. Just this giant man out on the wing. Like, what do you like? You're just kind of scanning the field. It's like, whoa, okay, tall person way out there. Okay, that's interesting. So, yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he's
super
six
tall.
four is
Yeah,
his
so that was
official
weird.
height.
That was weird seeing him playing
Yeah,
on the
against maybe
outside.
Hayden Sargis would look pretty tall. It's just crazy. I don't know. Again, we're talking third tier soccer here, but I mean, and excuse me, Benny and Yao is number four, which is traditionally your starting center back. And so I don't
Hmm.
know if that is just Jake Kroll, Jake Dengler, uh, don't want those numbers and have just traditionally worn 16 and 25. But I mean, Ricketts has your starting right back is number two. Um,
Yeah.
so, but also
I feel
Joseph
like
and
I will say I feel like Americans like we
don't
don't
care as
hold
much.
as much value in
Yeah.
those numbers possibly. So maybe it's like, yeah, Dangler just doesn't care. Exactly, he
Yeah.
doesn't care. So you never know.
Yeah.
But
Who
yeah,
knows?
exactly.
Just thought I'd point that out there. But really,
It's a
I'm
very fair
sad
point.
to have missed Benny and Yao's AC Boise official, I guess, minutes.
Yeah,
Obviously, was not an official competition, but I guess all you can wish for from friendlies is it's fun. There's no injuries, and a win at home is a cherry on top. So
yeah. We
I think
scored a
that
penalty to make it 2-0. Uh, we had a celebrity guest appearance player in
oh,
number 12.
come on.
I don't know who he is. Apparently, he plays for Sporting Club. So that probably made me the most upset. Is that guy got more minutes than Benny and Yao? Number 12 from Sporting Club played for AC Boise. Has played for AC Boise longer than Benny and Yao has, who has played for us all season. So that I wasn't mad. I was
I'm
disappointed.
just disappointed.
Yeah.
A classic father saying.
Not,
So
yeah. I don't think
um,
I've said that yet to my 2-year-old daughter
yeah.
who does not understand that concept of mad versus disappointed. So,
Mm. I say it to my 1 month old all the time. So
oh,
we
yeah.
gotta refine him into the amazing young man starting immediately. But
Shame.
happy that the club got this set up with the cancellation of the Tormenta South Georgia Tormenta match, and that the team doesn't exist currently in this season. That they're able to find a international friendly to slot in for season ticket holders to use that ticket that they purchased. Um, Really interested to see moving forward what friendlies look like in maybe preseason when we're not fielding a brand new squad with brand new players. If that is something that the club would look to not have exclusively closed door friendlies like they did this preseason, but have games at LeBois Park or
Mm,
wherever. It's not
yep.
LeBois Park, but it's LeBois Park to me.
Yes.
So with that, we're going to have a quick commercial break from today's sponsor, and on the backside, we will be talking a quick preview into the One Knoxville match coming up this weekend. Insurance premiums suck, but your coverage doesn't have to. KJO Insurance is local. They know Idaho, and they'll make sure you're not getting ripped off. It's really easy. DM at KJO Insurance on Instagram with keyword pitchside or call 208 883 4800. Tell them the podcast sent you. You'll be covered. Now, back to today's episode. We're back from this amazing sponsorship that we have with KJO Insurance. Thank you for being a sponsor all year long and just continuing to support us in this endeavor in covering Athletic Club Boise. With that, we do have a game coming up. Finally, a long awaited, a week and a half, a lot of time to rest against One Knoxville, another top end side. We've defeated one beast in Ford Madison. Now it's time for the second beast. Kyle, what can we expect, or what are your thoughts heading into this match?
One Knoxville is obviously a team who has experienced a lot of success. One of the older teams, I believe, in the league. But they are hitting a little bit of a rough patch of form. Yeah, the last year they were champions, but
Mm-hmm.
they over the last 5 games, they have only gotten 5 points, and that
Yeah.
includes a draw against Portland tonight. They played Portland tonight
Ooh,
at home at Covenant Health Park there in Knoxville, one of the classic American minor league baseball stadium
converted.
combo
Yeah.
converted soccer stadiums. Being in Knoxville, I think it would have been a lot more fun if they played where the University of Tennessee plays. I think that would have been fun. Let's just go to Neyland. That'd be fun. Like
Sure.
80,000 seats. Why not?
Of
AC
course.
Boise versus One
I'm
Knox.
sure we
And
could fill up at least one section.
yeah, for sure. Exactly.
Yeah, it's a
Um,
team that came out of the gate really hot. I mean, they
mhm.
currently sit fourth in the table, 21 games played, 38 points, with a plus 12 goal differential. But as Kyle mentioned, even if you go back to their last 6 games, they're 1, 2, and 3. So they've gotten 5 points out of their last 6. So they're averaging less than a point per match. Be it their games were against Charlotte Independence, second in the table, Chattanooga Red Wolves, a really hot team, eighth in the table, AV Alta, sixth in the table. So they've had a quite the competition in those 3 losses. They wrote the wrong against Sarasota with a 2-1 victory, drew against Greenville, which we all know how our experience went with Greenville. So it's very hot and cold recently. So hopefully we can catch them on the cold side and on a short rest where we've had a
Sure,
week
rest.
and a
Yeah.
half of rest. So
And they're not the best home team, it turns
really,
out. So they're the best away team in the league. They're number one on the on in the table on away points. I think they have 18. They have Yep, they have 18 points from 10 games, which is the best in the league. But they are eighth in the table on home form. They have 20 points from 11 games, which is still good. But when you have the Charlotte Independents who have 30 points from 11 games, it pales in comparison.
yeah, it definitely is interesting to see how home and away form look for different teams. Um, AC Boise has not had a bunch of fun traveling east as of late.
No,
So thankfully, it's not a long trip. We're just going over to Knoxville, and then I want to say they're coming right back, or at least not staying for long. Let me check.
which I
Oh,
mean,
no, they're playing in
they're
Chattanooga
they're
a week from
yeah,
then, but they're coming home. They're
and
not going
then
to have to
going
bus
back to the same
from
state.
Knoxville to Chattanooga. But maybe they will. Who knows? Maybe Jonathan Ricketts will stay home and visit some family and hang out with some old teammates over there. So,
It would be a much shorter bus trip, I think. I
yeah,
think it's
you
like
would
an
not have to
hour. I
drive.
think it's like an hour and a half from
Yeah, it's
Knoxville to Chattanooga.
more friendly. With that, I would just love to look at our one other game against Knoxville, which was at home, a 2-1 loss. And really, it was a classic. Boise shot themselves in the foot and lost this game. And in reality, it's don't want to say it, but Jonathan Cleaver had a large role in that unraveling, let's call it. It was the match where he tried to catch a cross in and didn't catch it, and the one Knoxville player could just tap it in for the easiest goal probably ever. Since then, Jonathan Cleaver has now been punching any ball that enters his box and enters his general vicinity instead of
He
trying to
has
catch it.
learned.
Yes, you have two fists, use them. And second goal again beat Jonathan Cleaver went to his right, close post. Would would really love to see a goalie save that. It was fast. It is what it is. But again, it's 8 times out of 10, 9 times out of 10, you'd love to see your goalie at least react a little quicker and
Yeah,
get a hand or foot
one of
on
the
that shot.
one of those shots that the only way you beat someone near a post is you just hit it hard, and the dude hit it hard.
Hard.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
I think
yeah.
the advanced analytics show this game at Boise 1.5 to one Knoxville zero point 0.9. So,
Mm,
a draw probably would have been fair, but AC
not the end of the
Boise
world.
led possession, led with big chances, led with shots, led with a lot of things. So, looking again at the maybe deserve a win meter or the match momentum graph, AC Boise had most of the match momentum, and it was just these weird blips of nothingness where Knoxville turned nothing into something. So, with that, I guess lineup wise, we'll see if Jake Kroll starts. That's going to be the big question mark.
hmm
We have never seen someone else play left center back in a professional USL One sanctioned match. Like obviously, some Musa did for the second half, but no one has started besides Jake Kroll in that position. So we'll see if Musa fills in there or if it's um, Hayden Sargis or Benny and Yao or Jonathan Ricketts. I think Musa probably makes the most sense, given he was who slotted in for the injured player. Besides that, I could see again maybe just run out the same squad as
hmm
Dennis got rest, Jesus got rest, Blake got some rest. Maybe he didn't play the whole
Yeah,
match.
yeah.
So a lot of
Little
our
rest.
consistent starters, really, besides maybe Jake Denkler, got to hang out and rest the legs heading into the back half of the season. So really interested to see how this game pans out. Love a good 5 p.m. kickoff, and always
It
enjoy.
is very nice for us.
That is the one and only perk of a East Coast match is we get the games right after work or right when dinner starts. Either or, I love it. So I will have two more of those before I head back to the old ball and chain that is my work. But really enjoying watching all this soccer, or maybe the lack thereof soccer, while on my parental leave. So I guess with that, Kyle, any other thoughts or opinions on this Knoxville match as we maybe slowly wrap up this today's episode?
Nope.
Perfect.
I
Well,
know
hey,
nothing.
really appreciate it. Thanks you again, KJO, for the sponsorship. And if you are a Premier League fan, we will be dropping an exclusive YouTube only our Premier League predictions heading into this 26-27 campaign. So whether you have a Premier League team you're interested in joining and finding yourself a darling to follow alongside Athletic Club Boise, do check out our YouTube channel if you aren't watching there right now for our 26-27 table predictions for this Premier League season. With that, like, comment, subscribe. We will catch you all in the next one.
Bye, everybody.
See ya. That's all for today's episode. If you enjoy the show, make sure to like, comment, share with a friend, and make sure you're following the show wherever you listen. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube for all updates and future content to come. If you want to help support the pod and get access to exclusive content, early episodes, and bonus perks, head over and check out our Patreon. It truly helps us keep this thing growing. Thanks again for listening. Thanks for being part of the community, and we'll catch you in the next one.